Hello, my name is Ruiz-Sapp.
My name is Mildred Ruiz-Sapp.
My name is William Ruiz, aka Ninja.
And we're Universes.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah.
We're going to give you a little background on how we started on this process to create the piece UniSon, working with Robert O'Hara with the poetry of August Wilson. I saw August read poetry maybe 20 years ago at a retrospective in Pittsburgh. And they were doing different theater companies were doing scenes from the plays. And after all the scenes were done, August got up to give a speech, and he pulled out a speech that he was going to read, and he said, you know, I really don't want to read this. And he closed it and put it in this pocket, and he reached in his other pocket and pulled out poetry and started to read this poetry at this retrospective. And I was sitting there mesmerized going, what's that? It had a whole different flavor, a whole different feel to the writing, and it was a real poet voice. And so I've been trying to track what happened to the poetry after I saw him read it, and I could never find it. And I read a brief article online that said it was really small, that he was just going to put the poems in a box somewhere, and he'll deal with it later. And jump to 2012, Universes is doing Party People at the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, and I asked G. Val Thomas, who was a good friend of Costanza Romero,
And an actor in Party People.
Did he know anything about this box of poetry? And he kind of paused and said, how do you know? And from there, he gave us Costanza's information. We reached out to Costanza. We were invited to the home, and we had a chance to actually open this box that no one had ever seen to read this poetry by August Wilson. Here we are now, going through the box and looking at this treasure trove of poetry by a great artistic master.
We've been working on developing UniSon further. It will open at the Oregon Shakespeare Festival. So we have been working vigorously, work with designers, and really in a deep conversation about what they see in the poetry. It's something that we've never done before, where the designers come in even before the actors and actually have a conversation with us about what they're seeing in the material and how they're inspired by the material, what they think they can bring to the production, how they can bring the poetry to life, beyond words, right? How do you take August Wilson's poetry and, look for those images that can then kind of just live in the space. So we've been doing that with our director, with our dramaturg, really going deep into the poetry, not just to try to figure out what's going to live within the actors' bodies, but what's going to live in the entire space. So we're really, really excited about that. It's the first time that we've ever worked in this way. With the support of the Oregon Shakespeare Festival and Berkeley Rep, we were able to do that for the first time ever, and we may never, ever want to do it any other way.
This play tracks different parts that make up ourselves. All the good and the bad, everything that's happened in our life stays with us forever, even after. And that's what we're discovering in the story is through the poet's apprentice, we find out parts of that person's history that we probably can all relate to.
So what we're gonna see is so we're hoping to take you on a journey through an individual's life where everything that we do in life kind of carries through to our legacy. The conversation of what it is that artists leave behind. All of the good, all of the bad, all of the dreams. And then how does an artist who is, you know, picking up or inheriting that story or that legacy, how do they bring it forward and honor all parts of that human being? That's the story we're trying to tell. And I think that when we're looking at the poetry, I think August has been speaking through it. And he's given us a roadmap, so to speak, right? A lot of times we'll be kind of looking at things and all of a sudden, there it is. There, you know, we saw, there were 2 poems that we confronted that we were gifted, is the word.
Good word.
There were 2 poems that we were gifted immediately when we opened the box. And those 2 poems, one of the poems described 7 characters. I'm not going to give it away. But 7 particular characters, and that gave us the core of the story. And then another one talked about a journey through receiving items or being gifted this opportunity to look into the life and the secrets of an artist. And in looking at it, obviously we're acknowledging that we are having an opportunity to look into August's life. But at the same time, because August was a man of the arts, and because he was surrounded with so many people and admired so many people like Amiri Baraka, and so many jazz musicians, blues musicians, all of that exists in his work. So what he's doing is he also brings their stories into his own story. And in turn, we're going to bring their stories, August stories, and then our own story into what UniSon is going to be. So we're going to unite all of that, so to speak. We'll talk about what it is that we're all doing in our life that will carry on beyond us. We'd like to thank the Oregon Shakespeare Festival for giving us this amazing opportunity to bring August's words to life for new generations, right? It's a privilege to be in the presence of his words and to be able to find ourselves within them.
Thank you so much for checking this out. Come see UniSon, which will be at the Bowman Theater, running from April to November. Come check us out, y'all. Peace.